I'm Tim Holland. I serve as Chief Investment Officer of Orion's OCIO business. By way of background, I got into this industry, capital markets, 25 years ago. I took a very circuitous route to capital markets. I have the CFA charter. I've been in this business for a long time, but I also know what it's like not to understand how Wall Street works. And so I've always been very sensitive to the fact that our industry doesn't really do a good job explaining how this stuff works. So as I think about our work with Portside clients, I try to keep that in mind. I try and make what we're doing and why we're doing it as relatable, as accessible as possible. The way I would think about breadth and depth of resources in the Portside partnership, I would take it in two bites. The first bite would be the OCIO team is approximately 60 professionals. If you take a step back though, OCIO is part of Orion. Orion Advisor Solutions is a 1,400 person fintech, financial technology company. The investment management business at Orion is responsible for over $70 billion in AUM. And then on the technology side, the advisors we work with on that side are responsible for over $4 trillion in assets. So the resources we've stood up at OCIO are more than robust enough and capable enough as we work with our clients and help them meet their clients' investment objectives that makes us one of the most meaningful fintech companies in the United States today. So if you think about the investment committee at Orion OCIO, there's both the broader investment committee, which I chair as CIO, and then we have a series of subcommittees that fall under that. We have an asset allocation committee where we're going to come together and we're going to think about the state of the world from a business and a market perspective and decide whether or not we should make any changes to the models that we have discretion over. We also have a committee that's responsible for monitoring the separately managed accounts, the third-party managers that we've onboarded onto our platform. So making sure that they're doing what we expect them to do, keeping an eye on performance, keeping an eye on positioning. We're big believers in over-communicating. I'm a chatty guy. I think it's because I was one of 5 kids and no one ever listened to me. At least that's my theory. We want to make sure the advisors we're serving understand what we're doing and why, and then share that content and thinking with their clients. We do a quarterly market update call for Portside specifically. If they want us to stand up a one-off quarterly market update call that takes our content and puts their brand on it and their logo and their firm's name on it, we do that. We also come out to the Portside conference once a year and again present in person, and we also do one-off client events for Portside advisors. Again, we're here not just, I think, as investment professionals to oversee the portfolios and look at the SMA lineup. We're here to help the folks we work with keep the clients that they've already acquired and do their best possible job for them and help them go find the next client. But I just think capital markets are fascinating because it's where money meets ideas. We like to say, you should invest like an institution. And because we come out of the institutional world, we know how the big guys and gals on Wall Street approach portfolio construction, asset allocation. We know what mistakes they don't make, right? And so we are big believers in minimizing fees, explicit and implicit. We're big believers in, if we're going to use actively managed strategies, picking high conviction managers who really focus on their best ideas. We're big believers in avoiding over diversification. I want to see folks get to where they need to get to financially. What I would hope the Portside advisor would experience is a portfolio that's built with their particular client in mind, but then also be wrapped with services and in particular client content and communications that helps that end client navigate what is often a very tricky, turbulent time. The Portside folks are wonderful people. They care about the advisor and the advisor's end client. And the same thing is true about OCIO. I would hope the Portside advisor and their client would have an experience that allows them to stick to their investment plan. The advisor has the support he or she needs, and the portfolio is constructed in a way and communicated around in a way that helps that end client sleep at night, stick to their goals, and realize that they're in good hands working with their advisor, and their advisor feeling that they're in good hands working with OCIO.